If you found value in today's insights on Stoic wisdom and how it can enhance your life, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our community to explore more powerful lessons and practical tips for living a meaningful life. Your support helps us grow and share these important teachings with even more people. Thank you for being part of our journey. Let's go to today's video. Have you ever thought about why some individuals, despite having everything they could desire, still feel a sense of emptiness, while others, with much less, seem to exude happiness and contentment? This isn't mere coincidence. It's rooted in our understanding, or often misunderstanding, of what truly fosters human happiness and connection. Today, we'll explore the age-old yet highly relevant insights of Stoicism, a philosophy that equips us not just to survive, but to thrive amidst the chaos of modern life. If you're feeling doubtful, I urge you to stick around until the end. This isn't merely a discussion. It's a challenge to reconsider how you view the world and your role within it. We will investigate why adopting a Stoic mindset goes beyond just enduring hardships. It's about transforming every challenge into an opportunity for personal growth. For newcomers or those who have been with us but haven't subscribed yet, consider this your invitation to become part of a community focused on personal development and philosophical insights. Hit the subscribe button, like this video, and feel free to share it with anyone who might benefit from a fresh perspective on life. Are you ready to question your assumptions and embrace the Stoic approach? Let's dive in. Why do some men excel in relationships while others face difficulties? Despite having similar traits, it's not merely about looks or financial status. It delves deeper into the fundamentals of human psychology and ancient wisdom. Have you ever noticed how certain individuals seem to attract and sustain meaningful relationships with ease? These men often radiate a calm confidence that naturally draws others to them. This isn't by chance. It's a result of their commitment to principles that may appear unconventional, but are profoundly effective. They embody the virtues admired by Stoic philosophers, such as self-control, purpose, and wisdom. In Stoicism, one learns the value of recognizing what lies within our control and what doesn't. Relationships serve as an ideal arena for practicing this principle. High-value men, those who flourish in relationships, have honed the skill of concentrating on their own actions and reactions, rather than trying to manipulate their partner. This approach fosters a natural sense of confidence. These remarkably appealing individuals grasp that pursuing a fulfilling life, as outlined by Stoic philosophy, involves cultivating virtues and living in accordance with nature, both their own nature and the dynamics of human relationships. They view relationships not as games to win or competitions to conquer, but as chances for deep connection, personal growth, and adding value to others' lives. Additionally, the Stoic principle of self-sufficiency is vital. High-value men don't rely on their relationships to determine their self-worth or happiness. They approach interactions with a sense of completeness, which, ironically, enhances their allure. They resemble sturdy trees in a field, solid and unyielding, offering beauty and shelter to those who choose to come near without appearing needy. It's important to recognize that the qualities that enable certain men to excel in relationships are rooted in their philosophical outlook on life. They embody a calm, rational, and purposeful demeanor, which not only makes them better partners, but also leads to greater fulfillment and resilience as individuals. The concept of indifference may seem unusual, even counterintuitive, but there's a profound psychological aspect that often goes unnoticed, and high-value men have subtly harnessed it for ages. This isn't about being rude or dismissive. Rather, it's about recognizing the influence of indifference and how selective attention can alter others' perceptions of you. In today's world, where everyone vies for attention amid the constant barrage of social media and distractions, people have grown accustomed to receiving ongoing validation. When someone deviates from this norm by not reacting instantly or providing excessive attention, they suddenly become intriguing and different. This is where the power of indifference shines, creating a sense of scarcity that makes you stand out. By not constantly lavishing attention on someone, you sidestep the pitfall of neediness, which signals that your value is tied to their approval, making you seem dependent on their validation for happiness. Instead, when you demonstrate that your well-being is self-sustained, you project a stronger, more attractive presence. A strong sense of self that isn't dependent on others' approval exudes confidence and self-assurance, which is incredibly appealing. It reflects the difference between craving attention and simply appreciating it when it's offered. It's about having enough self-awareness to be indifferent to others' validation, allowing you to maintain your inner peace. However, it's crucial to understand that indifference doesn't imply being dismissive or unkind. It's not about playing mind games or trying to manipulate someone's emotions. Instead, it involves recognizing when you're overextending yourself or overly focused on gaining someone's approval. It's about finding a balance where your actions are driven by purpose rather than a need for validation. By adopting this mindset, you benefit both yourself and the other person. By not over-investing, you create space for the other person to express their interest and engage with you equally. This mutual investment is essential for forming healthy, lasting connections and aligns with Stoic principles of maintaining equilibrium and not clinging to what's beyond our control. That said, this doesn't mean you should withhold affection or attention altogether. In fact, when attention is given selectively, it becomes far more impactful and meaningful. If you're always available, the value of your attention diminishes, becoming something that's expected rather than cherished. Knowing when to give and when to hold back makes your attention a rare gift that others will genuinely appreciate. The essence of indifference lies in being selective and intentional with your focus. It's about prioritizing your own growth, happiness, and well-being over seeking external validation. Approaching life and relationships with boldness is not only a cornerstone of modern dating advice, but also rooted in ancient wisdom, particularly in Stoicism. Boldness isn't about being fearless. It's about taking purposeful action in spite of your fears. Life and relationships require a certain degree of courage and decisiveness if we want to achieve anything meaningful, as emphasized by Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius. Epicurus often emphasized the value of facing challenges with courage and embracing the unknown, as these experiences are crucial for our growth and for uncovering our potential. Approaching situations boldly doesn't mean acting thoughtlessly. Rather, it involves recognizing that hesitation and passivity can be more detrimental than taking calculated risks. High-value men understand that taking action is essential for generating attraction in relationships. If you're always waiting for the perfect moment, the right words, or the ideal conditions, you might find yourself trapped in a cycle of inaction. In reality, those who thrive in relationships aren't necessarily the most charming, attractive, or affluent. They are often the ones willing to take risks and seize opportunities when they arise. When you take the courageous step of confidently approaching someone, you're not just showcasing your bravery, you're also demonstrating self-respect. You're indicating that you value yourself enough to pursue what you want without needing anyone's approval. This aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control, your actions, while releasing attachment to what you cannot control, like someone else's response. You can't determine whether someone will reciprocate your feelings, but you can choose to take the initiative and introduce yourself with genuine interest. There's something inherently appealing about a person who is unafraid to take the first step. It conveys strength, assertiveness, and confidence, qualities that are universally respected and admired. The act of confidently approaching someone conveys that you are a person who actively pursues what you desire in life. This mindset transcends relationships, impacting other areas such as your career, personal development, and friendships. Consider figures like Alexander the Great, often cited in Stoic teachings not only for his military achievements but for his boldness in taking decisive actions that altered history. His approach was not reckless, it was strategic and courageous, showing a readiness to step outside his comfort zone for something greater. Boldness also means embracing vulnerability. While it's easy to stay within the confines of what feels safe, true growth occurs when you venture beyond those boundaries. When you approach someone, there's always a chance of rejection. However, as the Stoics would argue, it's not the event itself that matters, but how you respond to it. Rejection only harms you if you allow it to define your self-worth. By approaching boldly and accepting the risk of rejection, you cultivate resilience. With practice, you begin to internalize that your value isn't contingent on others' opinions, leading to a significant shift in mindset that keeps you grounded and confident, regardless of the outcome. There's also a psychological advantage to being bold. By taking the initiative, you set the tone for the interaction. Instead of passively waiting and reacting to the other person's actions, you establish the dynamic yourself. This doesn't mean you're trying to control the situation. Rather, you're exhibiting leadership by taking responsibility for your actions and making the first move. High-value men recognize that this proactive approach demonstrates their comfort in taking the lead, a quality that's attractive in many aspects of life, not just in relationships. Moreover, boldness extends beyond the initial approach. It encompasses how you continue to engage and communicate. It's about clearly expressing your intentions and not shying away from revealing your feelings. Many hesitate to show interest for fear of appearing overly eager or needy, but the reality is that a confident approach is often well received and appreciated. A clear expression of interest can often be far more appealing than playing it safe. This reflects a form of emotional honesty that the Stoics greatly valued, acting in accordance with your true self without being influenced by fear or others' opinions. Controlled attention. The Stoics emphasized intentionality in their lives. Marcus Aurelius, for instance, frequently wrote in Meditations about the significance of directing one's thoughts and actions with purpose. He recognized that our attention shapes our reality, and we become what we consistently focus on. By practicing controlled attention, you're not merely being selective, you're consciously choosing what influences you in your relationships. This means your attention isn't given away casually, it's something that must be earned and valued. When you give someone all your attention too quickly, especially early on in a relationship, it can come across as desperate or needy. It signals that you may not have much else happening in your life, and that you're seeking validation through their approval. This behavior can quickly devalue your attention, as people tend to appreciate things that are rare or require effort to obtain. Controlled attention, therefore, becomes a powerful attraction tool. When you intentionally focus your attention, it creates an air of mystery and challenge that naturally draws people to you. This isn't to suggest that you should be cold or distant. Controlled attention doesn't mean neglecting those you care about or being emotionally unavailable. Instead, it involves being mindful of how much attention you give and when you give it. It's about fostering a balanced dynamic where your presence is valued rather than taken for granted. This aligns with the Stoic principle of temperance, moderation in all things. Just as you wouldn't overindulge in food or drink, you shouldn't overindulge in giving away your attention. Moderation ensures that when you do choose to focus on someone, it carries meaning and weight. Another important aspect of controlled attention is recognizing that it's not just about others, it's also about how you manage your own mind. Many people don't realize how often they allow their focus to be diverted by trivial matters, getting caught up in drama, gossip, or endless social media scrolling, all of which can drain their energy. High-value men recognize that distractions provide little real value, so they intentionally direct their attention toward things that foster personal growth, be it meaningful relationships, personal passions, or self-improvement. This selective focus not only enhances their attractiveness, but also leads to greater fulfillment. Controlled attention and boundaries. Controlled attention is also a means of establishing boundaries, which is another key Stoic principle. Boundaries aren't about shutting people out. They're about safeguarding what matters most to you. By deciding who or what deserves your attention, you communicate that you value your time and energy, and you won't give them away lightly. This self-respect is magnetic. It draws in those who appreciate you, while repelling those who might try to exploit your time or emotions. Remember, controlled attention isn't about creating unnecessary distance. It's about being intentional with your focus. Your attention is a valuable currency that should not be spent carelessly. High-value men understand this and treat their attention as an investment, avoiding trivial pursuits and individuals who don't appreciate it. Instead, they allocate their focus where it yields the greatest returns, toward their goals, passions, and meaningful relationships. Embrace the fearless mindset. Adopting a fearless mindset transcends mere outward confidence. It involves developing a deep belief in your own worth, irrespective of others' opinions. Stoic philosopher Epicurus taught that our self-image shouldn't depend on external circumstances. He encouraged people to release the need for constant approval, suggesting that it's acceptable to be viewed as foolish or uninformed in pursuit of improvement. When you embody this mindset, you exude a calm, grounded confidence that is genuine rather than performative. It's not about seeking validation from others. It's about feeling secure in your identity. A fearless mindset entails confronting life's challenges with resilience. This doesn't mean you won't face setbacks or uncertainty. Rather, it means you won't allow those feelings to dictate your actions. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about maintaining a steady mind amid adversity. In his meditations, he reminded himself that challenges are inevitable, but they also present opportunities to showcase strength and practice virtues such as courage and resilience, self-discipline, and facing fears. When you confront your fears head-on, you're not just overcoming them, you're also demonstrating to yourself that you can handle life's challenges. This builds unshakable confidence, especially in relationships. A fearless mindset is highly attractive because it signals that you see yourself as an equal, not someone who seeks attention or affection out of necessity. Interacting from a place of confidence and calm creates a different atmosphere. Instead of appearing needy or overly eager, you convey that you have your own goals and interests, elements that bring fulfillment beyond the relationship. This aligns with the Stoic principle of self-sufficiency, where your happiness and purpose are not dependent on another person. You are whole on your own, and a relationship simply enhances an already meaningful life. Embracing rejection and failure. Adopting a fearless mindset also means not fearing rejection or failure. These experiences often rank among the biggest fears in relationships, yet Stoics viewed them as natural parts of life. They taught that the only thing within our control is our response to events, not the events themselves. Therefore, when you put yourself out there, whether asking someone out, expressing your feelings, or asserting your needs, the Stoic approach encourages you to act according to your values, rather than allowing fear of a negative response to hold you back. If rejection occurs, accept it gracefully and see it as a learning opportunity, not a reflection of your worth. Vulnerability and fearlessness. A critical aspect of the fearless mindset that is often overlooked is vulnerability. Being fearless doesn't equate to being invulnerable. It means being open to whatever comes your way while trusting in your strength to endure it. The Stoics emphasized the importance of accepting reality as it is, rather than resisting it. Epicurus encouraged practicing acceptance by saying, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happens as it does, and then you will be happy." By embracing this perspective in relationships, you avoid clinging to specific outcomes. Instead, you remain open to whatever unfolds, trusting that you can handle it. Letting go. Another powerful aspect of a fearless mindset is the ability to let go of what doesn't serve you. This involves releasing attachments to external validation, specific outcomes, or even unhealthy relationships. The Stoics taught that clinging to things outside our control leads to suffering. Seneca stated, "He who is brave is free." In terms of relationships, this means that your happiness isn't contingent upon whether someone stays in your life. You value your time, peace, and overall well-being, independent of others' presence or actions. Practicing empathy. Another Stoic strategy for addressing bad behavior involves practicing empathy. This approach allows you to understand the other person's perspective and motivations, which can often diffuse tension and lead to more constructive dialogue. By recognizing that everyone has their struggles, you can respond to negative behavior with compassion rather than anger, further reinforcing your own moral character. Understanding as a means of maintaining peace. Practicing empathy is not about excusing bad behavior, but rather a way to preserve your own peace. When someone acts out, It often reflects their personal struggles, insecurities, or frustrations. Epictetus taught that we should seek understanding instead of judgment, recognizing that everyone is facing their own battles. By viewing negative behavior through this lens, you not only diffuse the situation but also prevent yourself from taking it personally. This shift in perspective allows you to respond with wisdom and compassion rather than anger or resentment. Focusing on your own virtues. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of concentrating on your own virtues, regardless of others' actions. Seneca argued that adhering to your principles is far more valuable than seeking external approval or validation. When faced with bad behavior, see it as an opportunity to practice patience, humility, and self-control, virtues highly esteemed by the Stoics. Rather than perceiving it as a personal attack, view it as a chance to fortify your character. This mindset not only helps you remain composed in challenging situations, but also fosters a sense of inner strength that commands respect. The power of purpose. Living with a strong sense of purpose goes beyond setting goals. It involves having a clear direction that aligns with your values and deepest desires. In Stoicism, a purposeful life is deemed essential for true fulfillment. The Stoics believe that genuine contentment arises not from pursuing fleeting pleasures or external rewards, but from living a life guided by virtue, reason, and intentionality. It's about engaging in what is meaningful, rather than what is merely easy or comfortable. Having a powerful sense of purpose helps you prioritize your time and energy. When you know what you are striving for, it becomes easier to decline distractions and commit to what truly matters. This focus is a key tenet of Stoicism, which underscores the importance of self-discipline and the ability to stay committed even when tempted by immediate gratification. Seneca cautioned against becoming a slave to pleasure, advocating instead for the pursuit of goals that lead to lasting fulfillment. When anchored by a sense of purpose, you are less likely to be swayed by whims or external pressures. This deeper anchor grants you the strength to make sacrifices that others might avoid. Furthermore, purpose adds resilience to your character. When you have a compelling why, you are more inclined to persevere through setbacks and failures, recognizing that these challenges are merely part of the journey. Epictetus, who began life as a slave, taught that our true strength lies in how we choose to respond to life's difficulties, circumstances. He believed that while we may not always have control over our experiences, we can choose our purpose and the significance we give to each situation. Living with purpose transforms setbacks into chances to test our determination, refine our character, and grow stronger. They become stepping stones rather than obstacles on the path to our ultimate goals. Having a clear purpose also clarifies our relationships, making it easier to recognize the people we want in our lives and the connections worth nurturing. When guided by meaningful objectives, we naturally attract others who share our values or can support us on our journey. The Stoics encouraged us to associate with those who uplift and inspire us. Seneca noted that we should choose companions who contribute positively to our growth. Living purposefully not only helps us be selective about our relationships, but it also sets a higher standard for the interactions we engage in. We draw in individuals who resonate with our mission and easily filter out those who do not align with our path. This sense of purpose extends to our work as well. When we understand why we do what we do, our tasks become more than just duties. They transform into forms of self-expression and opportunities to contribute to something greater. This aligns with the Stoic principle of finding meaning in our responsibilities, whether in a job, a creative endeavor, or a personal project. Work, connected to a meaningful purpose, takes on a new quality. It shifts from mere task completion to fulfilling a mission. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to approach each action as if it were his last, highlighting that purposeful action involves giving our full effort and intention to every moment. Living with purpose simplifies decision-making. We no longer second-guess whether a choice is right or wrong. Instead, we evaluate our actions based on whether they align with our goals. If a decision brings us closer to our purpose, it is worth pursuing. If not, it can be set aside. This clarity is liberating, reducing the doubt and hesitation that often cloud our minds. The Stoics valued decisiveness, advocating for a life led by reason and virtue instead of indecision and uncertainty. Relationships can feel outside our control. How someone reacts, their feelings, or the outcome of an interaction. The Stoics remind us that while we can't dictate these external factors, we can control our thoughts, actions, and responses. This understanding empowers you to approach attraction with a sense of peace and confidence. When you focus on what you can control, you shift your energy away from worrying about approval or rejection and redirect it toward being your best self. This means investing in your personal growth, practicing self-discipline, and embodying the virtues you value. Instead of seeking validation from others, you cultivate a rich inner life and let your character shine through. As you practice this mindset, you naturally become more attractive. People are drawn to those who exude confidence and self-assuredness, qualities that stem from knowing your worth isn't contingent on someone else's perception. You present yourself as someone who values authenticity over superficial approval, which creates a magnetic appeal. This approach also allows you to navigate the complexities of relationships with grace. When faced with rejection or challenging interactions, the Stoic perspective encourages you to respond with dignity and resilience. Instead of being defined by the outcome, you focus on maintaining your integrity and acting in alignment with your values. Each experience becomes a chance to reinforce your character, rather than a measure of your worth. Moreover, living with intention helps you become more selective about the connections you pursue. You learn to prioritize relationships that enhance your life and align with your purpose, rather than settling for connections that don't serve you. This discernment fosters deeper, more meaningful relationships, as you are no longer just seeking to fill a void, but are actively choosing partners who contribute positively to your journey. In essence, the Stoic path to attraction is about cultivating an inner landscape rich in purpose, self-sufficiency, and virtue. It invites you to lead by example, showing others the power of living authentically and intentionally. When you embody these principles, you not only attract others to you, but also inspire them to reflect on their own paths, fostering a community of mutual growth and respect. This message beautifully encapsulates the essence of the Stoic approach to relationships and personal growth. Embracing uncertainty in relationships while focusing on what you can control, your actions, mindset, and values, fosters a sense of calm and confidence that is inherently attractive. When you prioritize authenticity over external validation, you naturally draw the right people into your life and allow those who don't resonate with your true self to step away. This not only liberates you from the anxiety of seeking approval, but also empowers you to build connections based on genuine compatibility. Staying true to your principles, regardless of others' opinions, reflects a strong character and self-sufficiency that the Stoics valued. As you continue your journey, remember that every interaction is an opportunity for growth, and each experience shapes who you are becoming. If you're ready for the next step in your Stoic journey, exploring further insights can deepen your understanding and practice. Keep striving for your best self, and remember, your growth is a lifelong pursuit. Stay strong and wise.